Conferences of Sweden.
It doesn't even have anything to do too much with Somalia, but it's internal.
It's very internal.
Yeah.
We fight over water. Different tribes have a bit of animosity, and we are trying to bring them together. So that, and we're using women, we're using youth, elders. The big
But
part,
tradition people
yes,
doesn't like it.
No, but also it's here. It's really between different groups of people and different.
and so a lot really happens. The other big component is about financial inclusion, and through the software, and we can just reach out. We have to take care of all that. So 5,400 members already, and we've worked with this for about close to 15 years now. And Sweden just came through like 4 years ago and really strengthened. Taking this conversation to the village where people live. We've got a lot of programs around the marine, the women, marine life, with all this level income.
Yeah.
So these women are able to get their money. It's all in mobile cash. You get your money, you get your water, you get your stuff. Are very familiar.
Yes.
But Beatrice and the team are trying to challenge us.
How is it going?
We are accepting the challenge.
So much additional to maybe what the else. I mean, not dependent on weather and climate and so forth. But something that could sustain, and then they can do the other addition to it. But something that gives
The
them
women are
a
laughing
resilience.
The women are laughing at men. When cows are dying, they say our beat was not dying during the drought. We are surviving.
Walisema watakwenda huko. Sasa it's still here. Alafu kutakuwa na nini wao? The handlers will take it depending on how.
Hii kazi yangu mnafanyisha kujeni mnitoleshe hii.
I know they are also under pressure to support the national government initiatives. They are all aware that Sweden is in different sectors, but they are also making efforts to reach to the ground, to reach the community. Great, makofi. Asante, makofi. Director. All right, sawa sawa. I think we can allow the ambassador to cut that ribbon. Okay. That's how the. Please, let him hold your side. Stand here. Imara.
Okay. You want to hold?
No. Just a ribbon.
You are just watching.
Yep. Good. Makofi. Now we can hold this. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Let's clap Makofi. Makofi for Rally. Yeah. All right. And so you calls for the embassy and our residents for conversation, for dialogue. Building resilience, and typically under the Imara program, if you look at how, because it takes a lot of process for communities to plan and prioritize before we can get to them. So even among our communities and education, we are facing one of the worst droughts in this country. We haven't had good renewable energy support as well, around also around close.
Everything.
It's a big world.
Hello, I'm Caroline.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you, family.
Great.
Yes, we are here today together with the Swedish Crown Princess Victoria, to show her the north and to show the effects of the drought, and also to showcase the program of Imara that we have supported for 4 years, and that we are continue to support now, and we are adding funds due to the difficult situation here in the north. And we found it was important to show her this program because it's a very holistic program that touches so many parts of people's lives here, and also the life of the livestock, of the nature, the conservation of the nature, of the grazing situation, and that is also hopefully mitigating conflicts that are coming out of this particularly difficult situation. More long term, well, we are just exactly, instead of going for humanitarian aid, that is something, maybe food that you get for the day or for the week or for the month, this is a project that is really supporting people's possibility to resist in these situations, to have another outcome from other activities to complement the pastoralism, to do pastoralism that is a smart pastoralism that does not degrade the nature, and which will in long term make it quite impossible to continue. But by having a management of the land and management of the grazing, people can continue to be pastoralists, but in a very thoughtful way, and adapted to a situation that we see coming from climate change, where we can expect maybe less rain in the future. Well, I think there has been a lot of progress, and that's what we hear from our partners, from World Vision, from NRT and from the other partners, that people have actually learned skills, they are able to earn income. And I was been up in Marsabit and Isiolo and at people's homesteads, and I've been able to see it for myself, how the women have been able to tend to the acacias, to get an outcome from some of the trees, to cultivate hay, so they could have to bring over when the situation for the grazing is not good, and many other activities. And they told me themselves that their life had become so much better, and they have also come together, they feel stronger, they're able to speak up for themselves, which I think is also quite important.
Kwa majina naitwa Tom Lalampa, mimi ndio CEO wa NRT. NRT inafanya kazi katika kaunti 10 kwa Kenya hii, tuki support 43 community conservancies. Siku ya leo tumeweza kuwa na Her Royal Highness the Crown Princess of Sweden, ambaye ameweza kutembelea huu mradi na kuona pia jamii ama community ya Northern Kenya. Sweden tumekuwa na uhusiano bora ya miaka karibu 4 na Sweden Embassy, wakisaidia mambo mengi. Wamesaidia mambo ya peace building, wamesaidia mambo ya vocational training, ile tunaita ujuzi manyatani, wamesaidia mambo ya enterprises ya kina mama, wamesaidia pia kuchangia mambo ya kuboresha mambo ya maji katika jamii, na kuona ya kwamba wanasaidia ile mambo ya resilience tukisema. Kwa hivyo leo Her Royal Highness the Princess of Sweden aliweza kuona some of these programs ambazo tunatekeleza pamoja na World Vision na washikadau wengine katika eneo hii, na alikuwa ameambatana na ambassador wa Sweden, Ambassador Caroline. As you all are aware, the Sweden Embassy is working in several sectors in this country, both with the national government and also with the local communities. This is one such a program where the Sweden Embassy is working with our local communities. Currently in this Imara program, the Sweden support is covering 7 counties in this country. And how it works is that the priorities, the planning is being done by the communities. We are also a consortium of other development partners. It's just not Northern Region at all alone, but we are consortium. And we are so glad that the Sweden Embassy has continued this support to local communities directly to build resilience for our communities, to support climate mitigation and adaptation in this country. And it's such a good gesture, especially at this point in time when the country is saving the most severe drought ever witnessed in this country. And so part of this support, the 25 million SEK, will cut across 7 counties. You can see the way the communities have apportioned like 24% into water. It just tells you that the communities are making water a priority. It's a priority for water, whether it's power, piping, or just dams, or boreholes, or raw catchment, or water management and water mapping. Plus, they have put a lot of money also on the livelihoods, on businesses for women and youth. And so the way they have apportioned, this is directly coming from the local communities. And it's such a good gesture to have Sweden and other partners really joining hands at this point in time. But it cuts across 7 counties, different partners also. We all involved, World Vision, NRT, Safer World. We are quite a number of consortium members who are trying to implement different components of this project. But it's a very exciting project for sure. A lot of it is also going to peace building and conflict resolution in this region. A lot is going to water. A lot is also going to rental and management, supporting rental and management, and enterprises for women as well. And the most interesting thing with this model that we support is that it integrates community development and conservation, looking after people and also looking after wildlife. And that's how we do integrated, holistic type of planning. These sort of projects that brings 7 counties together, it brings different tribes and ethnicities together in terms of facilitating peace and conflict resolution. I think it really helps to deconflict a number of issues that are typically known within our pastoralist landscape. So getting the youth, getting the women, getting different tribes to come together, getting different counties together, I think can only help to strengthen and bring about coexistence, perhaps. The reality is that when you look at northern Kenya, we have lost a lot of livestock, and that translates to a lot of money. You have families that had cattle that have now 0 cattle. You might have heard about elders that are under stress. We have also lost a lot of wildlife in this landscape. The reality is that one of the models that was built from this project was the mobile vocational training, popularly known as here, built from this program. And as you may have heard, over 600 youths have gone through it, graduating with mechanical training, with electricals, with the many other skills, and they get their tools to get started immediately. So you don't go and look for a loan to buy tools of trade. And so in terms of mitigating the drought, I think it's massive. It's supporting softwares, it's supporting the health of the rangelands. There's been massive hay production in some of the landscape, and that grass was being used over this drought period. And also just bringing peace a little bit, just also really tries to reduce the effect, because as you're aware, drought really worsens conflicts in this landscape.
So my name is Geoffrey Gatiba. I'm a director in World Vision Kenya. If you look at the funding that has been given to Sweden, the planning of the priorities is done by the communities themselves, because we do understand that it is communities who really understand the challenges that they have. Ours as World Vision, as Imara program, is to facilitate these engagements and ensure that whatever the communities are looking at is the priorities that we get into. Even in the division of the funding that we are getting, discussions with them, and we get to know areas where we feel the need is most, and that's how the allocation is done.
Are we finding a long-term issues of growth such programs?
Yes, we are, but we still have a long way to go. If you look at the issues of growth that we have in the country, it's basically because of climate change. Climate change is something that will take a long time to reverse the effect. One of the issues that has been a challenge in bringing the climate change that we are seeing is the degradation of the environment. And part of the programs that we are using on this particular program is also trying to do forestation and restoration of systems and all that, but also to talk about what World Vision is doing on the same front. We have a lot of programs on climate change that we are running as an organization, running into millions of dollars, and as you know, climate change and fight on climate change is not an individual agenda or other activity. It requires collaboration with other stakeholders, and that is why as World Vision we are also collaborating with other actors, the donors, the communities that we are serving in, and also other donors, just to ensure that we do what we can and to see how we can reverse the effects of climate change. This program started 4 years ago. We started with around $10 million. That has already been scaled up, and we are currently talking about $25 million. That is the amount that has been put on this particular program. But even as World Vision, we have leveraged other programs. We have leveraged this project with other funding from other programs, running into millions of dollars. And we are covering quite a number of counties in the northern part of Kenya, including Turkana, including Isiolo, in Uhuru, in Imara, in West Pokot, and most of these other counties we are in. Of course, with funding from other donors over and above what we need in this particular program.
Bro, nataka kuexpand biashara yangu lakini manze hizi app zote za loan manze zinanikata.
Pole ndugu yangu, lakini nikuulize, umewahi tumia hii app ya POS inaitwa Vib?
Vib?
Vib. Sasa Vib ni app yenye inakusaidia kumanage busy yako. Unaona sasa? Sasa ukiona hii app, ukipiga transactions zako zote through Vib, unaweza pata kitu inaitwa credit score. Unaona? So kwa hii credit score, depending on how you score, unaweza borrow loan from Vib. Unaona? So in the next like 3 months ukitumia Vib tu vizuri saa hii, unaweza borrow a handsome amount. Alafu uweke kwa busy yako na uexpand busy yako.
Acha hata ni download tu saa hii.
Download saa hii.
Shukran manze.